I'd like to give you all a quick overview of what this session will look like. So in a moment, I will introduce some of our great student leaders who will be helpful resources for you, followed by a great campus resource for tonight's topic of mastering Canvas and decoding your syllabi. They will give you some helpful tips and information, and then we'll have a Q&A session where you'll be able to ask them some of your burning questions. So in a moment here, I'm going to turn it over to a peer advisor leader, also known as a PAL, who will host our show tonight. But before I do, let me tell you a little bit more about them. So part of New Student Connections, PALs are a team of student leaders that are here to help you during your time at USF by giving you some individualized support and connecting you to resources on campus. Each week, these virtual chats will be hosted by a PAL, so y'all will have the chance to connect with some of the great student leaders interested in helping you as new and current bulls. And so then the PAL hosting our chat tonight is Haley, who is a third-year student majoring in finance. So go ahead and take it away, Haley.
Thanks, Jen. Like she said, I'm Haley. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I'm very excited to be here with you. I am a third-year student majoring in finance, and I'm from Naples, Florida. Today, we'll be learning more about all things regarding navigating your Canvas and syllabi, including useful Canvas features, as well as what your syllabus contains and how you can use it throughout the semester. By the end of the session, you all will have some great tools and information for starting your semester. We have some folks here with us that are the experts on campus when it comes to this topic, so please allow me to introduce Emily Rose, Rifat, and Morgan, peer coaches at all three campuses of USF. We'll be in great hands learning more from them.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Rose. I'm a rising senior at the St. Petersburg campus. I'm also a peer coach leader, and I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I'm majoring in elementary and exceptional education.
Awesome. Hey everyone, my name is Rafat and I represent the Sarasota Manatee campus. I'm currently a second-year biology pre-med and orientation coordinator. I'm also the governor for my campus. My pronouns are he, him, his, and nice to meet everyone and best of luck. Morgan?
Thanks. Hello, everyone. My name is Morgan. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I am a third-year student majoring in health sciences and psychology, and I am a senior peer advisor leader at the Tampa campus.
So today we're going to be going over something that all of us are going to be using every day if we don't already, and that's Canvas. So on Canvas, you'll be able to locate the virtual platform for all of your courses, as well as all the departments and organizations that you're involved with. Canvas is also where you'll access most of your assignments and course materials for courses that are virtual, as well as courses that are face-to-face. So basically, it'll be the central hub for all of the information you need. Next slide, please. The next great thing about Canvas is that it can be customized to your preferences. The main page when you log on, also called the dashboard, can be set up 3 different ways: first card or list and recent activity view. In the card view, you see all your current courses, which can also be modified to show those organizations or departments that you might be a part of have pages. In list view, all of your upcoming tasks and assignments will be organized into a list by assignments, due dates, etc. And finally, in recent activity view, you'll be able to view what you have accomplished or have been active in. You'll definitely want to spend some time to set up your Canvas to meet your preferences and make sure you know how to navigate from page to page. Also keep in mind that your class, professor, and organization that you have on Canvas will have a unique setup. So before the start of every semester, go in and adjust your main dashboard and go into each course as they become readily available and get comfortable with how each one is set up. Find stuff like the course outline, syllabus, assignments, grades, discussions, and due dates. And after this presentation, you'll be provided a worksheet to help you get started with what this might look like if you have filled out the attendance link, so make sure to do that.
So are we on the next slide? Sorry. All right, cool. So key point 2, maximizing Canvas notifications. So once your dashboard is set up and ready to go, you will also want to adjust your notifications. They ensure that you do not miss a due date or an important announcement from a course. There are many options when it comes to notifications. You can access them by accessing your account on the main dashboard page. Once there, you can set your preferences. You can also edit your notifications to have them either pop up immediately or once each day in the form of a daily update. Just make sure that you read the daily update when it comes through. Keep in mind that these settings can always be changed, so experiment and find out what works best for you. Next slide, please.
And lastly, let's talk about calendars. So they are a great tool to keep track of your upcoming due dates so you can plan your work accordingly. And Canvas has its own calendar feature, and there you'll be able to see due dates for your courses. The Canvas calendar can also be linked to your Google Calendar as well, but be sure to keep in mind that these due dates will only show up in the calendar if the professor publishes them and adds in a due date. So not necessarily all of your courses are going to use this feature, but typically most of them do. But make sure you double check your syllabus and announcements to not miss any important due dates that are not in the Canvas calendar. And then next slide.
So key point 1, why is the syllabus important? Every course you take at USF will provide a syllabus. Each syllabus will look different, but the general anatomy will be the same. The syllabus is your roadmap for the courses you are taking. They are so important because they outline the expectations of your course. The expectations the professor has of you as a student in the course, as well as what you as a student should expect from the professor. It is important to really dive in and understand the expectations on both sides before you start the course. It gives you, in most cases, a detailed outline of what your semester will look like. Imagine driving to a new location with GPS or roadmap. You type in and find your destination, then follow those directions. If you just started driving without those tools, you would probably get lost or frustrated when you could not navigate on your own. The syllabus is basically your GPS for the course you are taking. The syllabus will be that roadmap for both virtual and even face-to-face classes. Next slide, please.
All right, so now we're going to talk about what you can find in your syllabus. First, one of the most important things that you'll be able to find in your syllabus is your due dates. The syllabus is the first stop to see what assignments you have and when they're due. And this is also where you can locate test and quiz dates and other important dates for the course for the semester. This is so important as you are planning out your semester, so make sure to take notes of due dates in those first 2 weeks because sometimes those can typically sneak up on you when things are really busy at the beginning of the semester. But you will need the syllabus to plan ahead so you don't miss any of those early assignments. So for the grade breakdown, you'll also find this in your syllabus, and that's just how your grade will be calculated throughout the semester. So this is a really great way to ensure that you're on track as you move throughout the course, and the grade breakdown allows you to calculate your grade at different points in the semester so you can see where you stand in the class. And you never want to be surprised, so definitely make sure you're keeping track of that as you go using the grade breakdown in the syllabus. And then next you have the attendance/participation policy for the course that you're in. And this is a super common question, but how does attendance and participation affect my grade and how is it determined? And that's definitely broken down in the syllabus, which is even more important to remember during remote classes. And you want to make sure you know how your professor is going to determine your grade. So this will ensure that you meet all the requirements for first day attendance as well as the expectations that the professor has for the course. And then professor contact information. If after you've gone through the syllabus and still have questions or want to follow up with your professor, the syllabus will include how to best contact your professor, and it should also include the office hours that your professor has so that you can know how and when to schedule when you can speak to them. Next slide.
So you may be wondering how you can use your syllabus during the semester. That's what we're going to talk about now. Your syllabus is a one-stop shop. Any questions you have about the course, classes, meetings, group work, grades, due dates, etc., the first place you should always look is the syllabus. Professors spend a lot of time putting them together to outline the expectations of the course. Many times your questions can be answered just by looking it up in the syllabus. So whenever you have a question about your course, take the time to actively search for the answer in your syllabus first. The syllabus will allow you to have control over your experience by really outlining the professor's expectations. You can be your best advocate by using the syllabus. You can use it to plan out your time and study strategies based on the due dates provided. You can also do a self-checkup to see where you are at any point in the course by calculating your own grade and then using that information to inform you how you need to change your approach or to verify that your course strategy is working. You can also use it to look up the course policies or procedures if you are unsure. Even if you need clarification from the professor, when you go to speak to them, if you are able to show them that you looked up the information first and then still have questions, this can go a long way in building the relationship with your professors. It shows them initiative and will help them understand your question. So like he said, the syllabus is your course GPS and will help navigating your course much easier. Next slide, please. All right. Now that we have given you all the rundown on your syllabus and Canvas basics, I hope you'll feel more prepared as you start your classes here at USF. We're going to share some tools from the Academic Success Center, which we sometimes call the ASC. We're about to send a worksheet with a breakdown of how to navigate Canvas and your syllabi in the chat. This will be super helpful to refer to as you start to look at your own syllabi for your classes. They'll also be joining us for a hashtag How to College chat like this tomorrow, Monday, June 28th at 7 p.m. to talk through how to make a summer study plan. If you're watching this recording, make sure you check out the ASC website to find these resources as well. Be sure to check out the learning support services that they offer. From personal experience as a USF student, using these services have definitely helped me maintain the grades that I want. Whether you have no idea where to start with an assignment or just need to touch up that paper before you submit it, I strongly suggest reaching out to ASC. They're really awesome.
Before we move into a Q&A session, we wanted to share some of our experiences of our first weeks at USF. Hopefully you'll be able to see that each of us has a different story and each of us tackled our first week in different ways. For me, I was really nervous for my first week at USF and already feeling homesick and wondering how I would adjust to taking college classes. A few things that really helped me during that time were actively taking notes during lectures so I wouldn't forget anything, and also writing down upcoming exam dates and assignment due dates using a whiteboard in my dorm in the syllabi. And for things like class times, club meetings, and other commitments, I used Google Calendar on my phone to make sure that I was managing my time wisely. How about you, Emily Rose?
So for me, I initially felt really unprepared and intimidated by what felt like the impending doom of college. And I was honestly super anxious, but I quickly learned that I wasn't alone in that feeling because nobody has everything figured out. And on the plus side, it didn't take me long to get the hang of things because my anxiety quickly turned into being proactive, which is what really helped me tremendously. And by that, I mean staying organized and on top of things and trying to get ahead as much as possible. And now I'll pass it over to Rafat.
Thank you. So for my first week at university, I was very enthusiastic, albeit a bit anxious of going to my classes and attending them. In order to actually prepare to college life, I decided to network and speak to a lot of the current students and get to know them a little bit better on campus. For example, joining student government and various on-campus clubs. And as a result, this really helped me get assimilated to college life. How about you, Morgan?
I know that my first week at USF was very intimidating just because it was such a new environment. Like the biggest thing I learned right away was to always write down my assignments and to visually plan out my weeks. I was really overwhelmed by all of these really big lectures and multiple assignments and like everything being super hectic all of the time. So I started breaking down my weeks on a weekly basis. That way I wasn't stressing myself out over something that was due in like 2.5 months. So that really helped me to learn time management and also helped me to quickly adapt to the schedule and learn how to balance it throughout the semester and kind of make those adjustments as needed. But as you can see, we all made it through the first week a little bit differently, but just know that you're definitely not alone in the transition process. The four of us and countless other students at USF have experienced those sort of like first week nerves that you just kind of got to get through. But there are countless resources at USF, kind of like Emily Rose was talking about with the Academic Success Center and things like that, that are here to help you succeed throughout that transition. So now we're going to move on to the Q&A part of the chat so we can help get your questions answered and help you succeed throughout your first week of class too.
Now we're going to answer a few frequently asked questions related to these topics and then end the recording. So the first question is, how do I find my class's syllabi on Canvas?
Okay, so I'll go ahead and answer this one. Sorry, I like physically pulled up my Canvas page so I could like answer this correctly. So on Canvas, if you go into your Canvas dashboard and click on the course that you are like looking for, that you're attending for the syllabus, there will be a menu to the left of it that should have a tab that physically says syllabus, and it will be located there, or just on the like main homepage of your course, there will be like a dashboard that the professor has, and it'll have all the modules listed there as well with another link leading to the syllabus. So there's a couple different ways, but they're definitely within the like physical course posted on Canvas, and they're labeled very clearly with direct links to the syllabus.
Okay, the next question is, how do I find due dates for assignments?
I'll answer this one. I love using the Canvas app. So you can just download it on iOS or Android. And this is a quick way to go and kind of see your assignments. What I usually do is you go to your dashboard in the app, then you choose the specific class you want. Then once you click the class, you'll see a tab that says assignments. And once you click that tab, you'll see a list of your assignments and when they're due. They usually show you like what assignments are due the week you're in currently. So yeah, that's how I really organize myself and submit my assignments.
Thank you. The next question is, how do I use the calendar function on Canvas?
I guess I'll answer this one. So the calendar on Canvas has 3 tabs. There's week, month, and agenda. And so you can go and look at your week at a glance, your month at a glance, or your agenda, which will have events that you have to do by their date. And so like it'll show you what you have to do today and then what you have to do tomorrow, etc. And also each of your organizations and your classes and things like that, everything that's on Canvas has its own calendar. And so you can actually select them to view each class or organization individually, or select all of them just so you can see everything at once, but that might be a little chaotic. So I would just look at things individually.
Great. And then our last frequently asked question is, how do I see my class's grades?
I can go ahead and answer this one too. So kind of similar to what I was saying about the syllabus, once you open up your course and see that menu to the left of your course screen, there will be another tab that says grades where you can see everything that the professor has plugged in. Some courses don't always plug in all of the assignments for the semester, and they'll plug them in as they go throughout the semester. So that's also something to be aware of, is that your grades might not be accurate at all points in the semester, which kind of goes back to the grade breakdown in the syllabus. So that way, if you know what you got on an assignment, you can always calculate your own grade by using those resources in the syllabus. But super like easy to navigate with the same thing on the menu, because everything for your course that you'll need is listed on that side there, and grades is just one of those tabs where you can see everything.
Awesome. Thank you all for answering some of those frequently asked questions.